I sit before you as the lone person, the last one left, maybe the only one that ever was, the only person that will sit here and tell you and look you dead in the eyes and say, Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero is a cool game.
You will fail.
We were starting to dip into Mortal Kombat products that went directly to the home. Mortal Kombat Trilogy, that was huge.
Even, I think, when we were starting MK4, we understood that the coin-op as an industry was sort of starting to wane a little bit. Ed and a portion of the team was focused on MK4, and then, of course, myself and a portion of the team, largely a new team, were focused on Mythologies. Hey, let's do it one more time. And John, don't hug the ladder so close. Let yourself out a little bit.
They are earth, wind, water, and fire. With your mastery of the element of cold, you have an advantage that no other human has, and that is the ability to defeat the elements. I have foreseen this.
We're sort of hedging our bets. It's like we can do home games and arcade games. We can live in both spaces and maybe use it to our advantage.
The concept of adapting a character from a fighting game into a full-on game. It's a good idea. You know, like, you've got all these characters with backstories and everything. Why not investigate it?
You're going to the NetherRealm, and you're going to bring back the amulet. We must act quickly. I have no dominion in the NetherRealm. You are reality's only hope.
I'll do it, Thunder God.
It was fun mixing 2D and 3D more than other MKs did. It was 3D environments but 2D characters, so it was kind of a cool bridge between the old school games and getting into 3D.
The thing that Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero does is that it doesn't sacrifice being a Mortal Kombat game. Now, that's either a good thing or a bad thing from depending on where you're sitting, but MK Mythologies, you use the same button layout that you use in the fighting games. It means that a lot of the combos and concepts that you know from Mortal Kombat still work in this game. You get to it a little differently because you have to unlock some of those moves, and, you know, like you have a meter to how many ice balls you can throw, and some of these other things that make it, you know, an action game instead of just a pure fighting game. But they added a button that just makes it so you can turn around. And that simple thing is what lets them take everything that worked in Mortal Kombat and apply it to a game where enemies might be attacking you from both sides. It's a simple but very effective concept that I think makes that whole game work. They stayed true to Mortal Kombat for better or worse.
The arcades were, at the time, were still, for our games, were still EPROMs, which was a dramatically smaller footprint of memory. The home games, obviously with you know, the data being on a disc, opened up a lot of doors. So suddenly you could do full motion video in Mythologies.
Grandmaster, in honor of the Lin Kuei, I bring you this sacred map of elements.
Once again, our most cunning assassin and thief is successful.
The amazing FMV cutscenes, Rich DeVizio's Quan Chi is incredible.
I see the ninja has been successful in retrieving my map, as I have foreseen.
Let's get something straight. I am not a ninja. I am Lin Kuei. Scorpion was a ninja.
Ah, yes. your Japanese counterpart. How unfortunate that you happened upon him in your battle with those pesky Shaolin monks.
Scorpion was tipped off. He knew I was breaking into that temple, and if he wasn't there, there wouldn't have been a battle.
We shot the whole thing on a green screen, and that's normal now, but it wasn't back then. And you can tell, of course, looking at the stuff now, it's like, whoa. But at the time, it was like groundbreaking.
Don't bother worrying about escape.
Who are you?
I am a dead man.
I was Scorpion for MK Mythologies. The way John wrote the sequences, I kind of made Scorpion a little bit more unhinged. He was like, and I had the whited out eyes too, and so I could just act all crazy and be just look a little bit tweaked out. Kind of like,
More like you?
I am. I did get some compliments for that, Carrie, just so you know.
From who?
Somebody I know that you don't know.
Your mom?
Shut up.
Words will not save you. Lin Kuei, warrior.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and defend every part of the game. I think it's in the very first level where you run and you teeter on this edge of this thing and then have this weird jump down and loop your way around so you don't fall to your death and kind of loop your way in to catch a ledge. Like, there's just design stuff in there that I can't defend all of it. But just the very concept that they managed to take a fighting game and apply it to this larger action platformer concept without giving up what made that a fighting game in the first place, I think is what makes that game worth a look. Now, you could argue, again, that, by the time we get to something like Shaolin Monks, they found ways to make those games actually feel good and all of that. But you had to have MK Mythologies Sub-Zero first, and probably Special Forces, I guess, before you get to a point where you're actually figuring out how to make these games good. Gave that game like a 7.5, man. It's not an amazing game, but it's all right.
Towards my later years of Midway, what I became conscious of was that there is business outside of Chicago. I thought of what other opportunities are there beyond my immediate work at Midway.
Mortal Kombat, it got really big. We created it, but we didn't own it. He wanted to do something that he owned, I think.
We had been approached a handful of times by other folks with offers to move on. Of course, I loved working at Midway. I had friends at Midway. The work I did, I was very proud of. We all look at each other as family, and I had been there for over 10 years.
So he and a group of guys left, and then they formed another studio.
Leaving at the time that I did, I was aware of these new platforms that were coming out. I knew Microsoft was working on something. I think the PlayStation 2 was the early phases of that. We thought that if we're going to leave and start something new, this is the time to do it.
I think I understood it, but I still missed working with him.
It was not an easy choice. I certainly didn't feel good about leaving. I felt like, okay, this is something I have to do.
We never had a problem. I mean, to this day, we're still on the same text chain, and we talk all the time and whatnot.
I don't know that there were hurt feelings. I think we didn't talk for a period of time, but as the years passed, we all realized that we had become such great friends just in working with each other that we weren't going to let the idea that I wasn't working there wasn't going to come between our friendship. So we're still, I'm still friends with everybody I worked with back then.
the NetherRealm era of Mortal Kombat, the kind of revamp of the franchise, a reboot. It is all still very much unapologetically Mortal Kombat. We wanted to play it against each other. We wanted to see all the cool finishing moves and how all the old moves have been brought back, because it was back to 2D.
Finish her!
Something that NetherRealm has always been really excellent at is innovating on their own formula and looking to push the boundaries of what they did in the previous games to say, we want to keep going and make this bigger and bigger, bring more people into the fandom. And Mortal Kombat 9, I think, was a really pivotal moment for that.
Your amulet.
It is nothing, Liu Kang. The tournament begins.
I focus mainly on the creative, the overall direction that we're going to do. What's the new features we're going to add to this, the direction of the story and whatnot. I just want to expose his hand more, but it takes a huge team. It's a completely different animal. I haven't written code in 20 years or something like that, so.
I think it's a combination of things that keep Mortal Kombat interesting. First, it's NetherRealm's commitment to always innovating their gameplay mechanics. How are they continuing to one-up themselves? Like, where do these ideas keep coming from?
You have itches that you want to scratch. We wanted to do like this adventure thing. We've added the crypt. And we've added, conquest mode.
I am Shujinko. Pardon my intrusion, but you do not look like a demon of the NetherRealm.
I am Ashra. I was once like the others, before I found the means to purge myself of the evil taint that permeates all who reside here.
I believe that's played a huge role as far as the longevity of Mortal Kombat. Players not knowing, what's the next game going to have.
What do you say we settle this man to man?
Best 2 out of 3?
Fair enough.
We must be careful. Madame Bo will kick us out if we break something.
Oh, this won't last long enough for that to happen. You will be down in no time.
Fight!
We're always trying to add something new. I think it's evolved dramatically over the years, and players are sticking with us. A big part of what motivates myself and our team is just the continuing support that players have so many years later. And it didn't really dawn on me that it's not the same group of players. Some people joined in around Deadly Alliance, some people joined during MK9 or something. So there's a novelty to a number of people who've only seen 3 Mortal Kombats as opposed to the 12 that we've done.
Something that I think really keeps the franchise going, iteration after iteration, is their ability to make it more accessible to a broader range of players and also a changing player base, adding simple fatalities that are a single button press. Adding combos that are easy to fire off. All make older gamers like me a little bit more willing to jump back in, but it also makes it really friendly for new players, which is fantastic. But on the other side, if you want to punish yourself, there are all the tools in there that you can make it as hard for yourself as you want. And I think that's what gaming in a modern era is all about, is giving gamers tools to play the games that they want. And NetherRealm has always been so excellent at that.
And the production of the games is huge now. The team was 4, and then it was 5 for MK2. I think it was like 7 for MK3. Once we got into doing directly to the home, where it was writing to a DVD or CD, there was a lot more memory to fill. We started getting into doing video to tell the story and whatnot. So all of a sudden, all these new disciplines are needed. You know, we have a number of producers on our team right now, and the directors, basically, you know, camera directors and whatnot, story writers, dialogue writers.
The Mortal Kombat franchise does story so well. It's so wild if you try to summarize what the lore of Mortal Kombat is to somebody. You're like, okay, how much time do you have?
Surrender Kronika's crown and the Elder Jackson Briggs. No harm will come to you.
Can we take an Elder God?
Cassie beat Shinnok.
Only because the cages are born with crazy magic powers.
Maybe we have our own magic.
These really wild, fantastical characters. You have gods, and you have robots, and you have animal humans, and wizards, and all kinds of stuff that makes it so fantastical and so fun. And the way that they've incorporated the lore and narrative into their story modes and campaigns in the games has been just phenomenal. They've made the campaign, for me, a go-to playable moment in every Mortal Kombat that comes out, and most fighting games can't say that.
It is an excellent ruse, your disguise.
If it's revenge you want, have at it. If it's restitution, there's nothing left.
What I want, Shang Tsung, is to elevate you, to make you the great sorcerer that now you can only pretend to be.
Over the years, at some point, we started just making movies, basically. When we did that with Mortal Kombat 9, it became our biggest Mortal Kombat selling game at the time, and I believe that was a big part of it.
They are absolutely paying attention to every facet of the space.
I hope you know our fight wasn't personal.
Please, do you realize how many tournaments I've fought in?
If you were to say, you know, which series and which IP and which kind of game has continued to figure out interesting ways to reimagine itself, MK has been doing that for such a long time.
I don't know how many franchises have their last games are the highest selling ones, which is like, you know, how does that happen? You know, usually there's a tail off and then eventually they finish. Our last few games have been our highest selling ones, so I don't know what, I don't know. We're doing something right.
Fatality. Raiden wins.
It's funny, when I look back at Mortal Kombat, what I wouldn't share with folks that I worked with was, hey, I do this for free.
4 people can make an entire game.
Ed Boon and John Tobias were young, they were hungry.
It's a bit of the Wild West. There wasn't rules.
They were working on projects at Midway that they found exciting, but when you're a creative person, eventually you're going to want to branch out and do your own thing.
John and I were talking about a game called Street Fighter. We were really kind of fixated on the idea of doing a photorealistic Van Damme fighting game.
Well, the visuals were incredible. You know, it's digitized, it's real people.
That's great.
You're seeing those 2 big characters on the screen. I was just like, this is the coolest thing ever.
After that game came out, graphics just kept taking leaps and leaps on top of each other.
There was so much to explore, and you had no idea of what you were still missing. And not having the internet at the time to go to, it made it very social.
When I first got a chance to see a fatality for the first time, I lost my mind. I didn't know that was allowed in a video game.
It was really the first mainstream hyper-violent game.
Kano wins.
The way the local news would cover it was, can you imagine if Pac-Man could kill?
When a player wins, the so-called death sequence begins. The game narrator instructs the player to finish his opponent.
Certainly, the game being ported to the home kind of changed things a little bit.
That was a shocker to the moms and dads of suburbia.
The very idea that like Mortal Kombat was going to destroy society or the fabric of our youth was always ridiculous. If it was just like, hey, it's a cool fighting game and you can chop off heads, like we wouldn't be sitting here talking about it.
These games would just start showing up at arcades, copying Mortal Kombat. Bloodstorm, Time Killers, Tattoo Assassins. These games played terribly.
It was more than blood, more than guts, more than even a fighting game.
They really hit just like a gold mine.
Back then, it was kind of like you make a game, you hope it's a success, and you move on to the next game. And if it is a success, cool. You move on to the next game, you do something else, right?
When the game was done, certainly in my head, there was 10 things that I would have done differently.
And so that was the first time that I thought, oh, okay, I guess we're signed up for a sequel. The hardware that we were working on was improving. I think if you look at MK2 next to MK1, you notice the difference in terms of the aesthetics.
Mortal Kombat 2 built on 1, 3 built on 2.
The run button, oh my god. Oh my god.
Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 were still great games, but they felt so much slower that it was hard to go back.
They play so differently, but the fact that they're so different is what's cool. Mortal Kombat 4 was like reset again.
The game had started getting a little bigger, going into 3D for the first time.
I was super excited about it.
Mortal Kombat going 3D, I think, it makes sense when you look at where technology was going at the time.
People forget how tough the transition was to go from 2D to 3D for so many teams.
The team was 4, and then it was 5 for MK2. I think it was like 7 for MK3, 15 for MK4, and each game just grew. And once we got into doing directly to the home, or was writing to a DVD or CD, it takes a huge team.
Like they experimented and did all this different stuff with Mortal Kombat.
We're trying to up the game, like we're trying to come up with something that, progresses the game.
This was over the course of, 20, 25 years.
I think back to a conversation I had with an uncle of mine. He asked me, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I said, hey, I want to draw Spider-Man. And he said, well, somebody's already drawn Spider-Man. You got to make up your own thing. And I remember thinking to myself, yeah, I guess I got to make up my own thing. And Mortal Kombat was that thing. I mean, I think that it's, I don't know that I'll ever create something that resonates the way that Mortal Kombat did. That's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
Ed, John Tobias, and, a handful of other guys just did a great job. That's it.
Mortal Kombat is actually the best-selling fighting game franchise in the world.
It's always been my favorite fighting game.
When Mortal Kombat came out, it was like, oh, this is the pinnacle of gaming.
It changed the way the marketing happened. It changed the ways that people thought about violence.
It caused the industry to grow on so many levels.
It brought in the shock, awe, and humor that I think has represented the pure definition of video game entertainment.
There's a lot of games lately that would rather show you that they're art. It almost seems like they're performing. It's like me. Please tell me I'm acceptable, tell me I'm good enough. And Mortal Kombat is just like garage band and sort of American. It's like, go fuck yourself. You know, that's what I love about it. And I have to assume there's lots of us that love that.
You have players who are really wrapped up in the lore and the story and all of that in a way that like most other fighting games never really delved into.
Are you sure you're a grandmaster? Interesting.
Kung Lao, over here! It's why the games still have these, you know, like amazingly crafted story modes to this day.
We must fight for each other, Baraka, not with each other.
Got anyone suspicious? He said as much to my face.
Aid us, and I'll make sure you sit at Kotal's table.
It's this giant soap opera built on top of this super fun fighting game. It really captured this feeling of mystery and magic that you get from old kung fu films.
And it's that curiosity, I think, that drives people to continue playing Mortal Kombat, and that has helped it remain a pillar of popular culture today.
I am not yet defeated. Yes, you are.
Temple of Kataravala, take 39, tail slate.
That's a wrap.
They're making the fourth movie now, right? Like how many video game franchises have 4 movies made out of them?
And I really don't think about it, because I think about it as just a game, but it brings people together.
And it's created such a mass community.
Their fan base is one of the most loyal fan bases that I've ever seen in all of gaming.
It will always be the game that I think was my first love and continues to be that. I'm an MK fan for life.
I would hope that, 100 years from now, people are still talking about Mortal Kombat and, Finish Him is still a thing.
There's such a fervent base of fans for it. So if they don't get sick of it, we're gonna still make it.
I think if that could be the legacy of Mortal Kombat, that it's just this evergreen thing that will always be with us, I think I'd be very happy.
And whether it's spin-offs or reboots or, continuing the story, I'd love it if Mortal Kombat became a forever franchise like DC or Marvel or Star Wars, long after we're done working on our games, if it was something that everybody, still wanted.
Game over.